Hello and welcome to Dear Pop Culture Podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about pop culture that is dear to us. I am Gina Harms, and we just recorded an episode today with a really great guest. Someone I've known since high school, and he's an actor, writer, all around great dude, Cody Childs. We had a fun conversation about growing up in theater in Kamloops and then moving to the big city, Vancouver. We talked about movies that we loved as kids and The Lion King, and we talked about Brad Pitt and Chad Michael Murray. Is really good, really fun. I think you're gonna like it. Before we get into it, because this is coming out this week, I want this to be timely a little bit. I have to talk about the fact that Britney Spears got married yesterday. When this comes out, it'll have been a few days. Oh my God, I'm so happy for her. It's so amazing. I she just, all the pictures looked so incredible. She got married in her home to her hot boyfriend, and Madonna was there, Paris Hilton was there, Selena Gomez was there, Donatella Versace, Drew Barrymore. I was like, wow, what a great group. What a fantastic group of people to be there for Britney. She seemed really happy, and I saw a comment on a page. I think her mom, her family wasn't there because they imprisoned her for years. But her mom commented on Instagram you looked so beautiful, and it's ooh, that's really sad. I if it's your mom, this is what I hate. Social media has warped our world. I'm couldn't her mom have sent her a text message or phoned her? Maybe she wouldn't have seen it, but I'm she's not gonna see it on Instagram. She gets millions of comments a day. But I'm just and that just goes to show her mom's trying to save face. It's that's not a comment for Britney. That's a comment for her, for people to see. Oh, look, I care about my daughter. Anyway, so that was really interesting. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because it's important to me. And Selena Gomez being there. Selena Gomez is my age, and I posted this video on the podcast Instagram of Selena Gomez when she was 7 singing a song from Britney Spears' album Oops, I Did It Again. And I'm wow, to go from that little girl Britney fan to then going to Britney's wedding, what an amazing trajectory. Selena Gomez has also had a great career and is very successful in her own right, but I'm she's made it. She went to Britney's wedding. But yeah. And I also heard recently that Drew Barrymore said she'd love to do an interview with Britney, because she's I went through some horrible times when I was young, because she grew up super famous and had the public be really rude to her as well. So I'm I would love to see that, a sit down Oprah style interview between Drew Barrymore and Britney. I think that would be so good. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. I had to get that out in the world. Good vibes, good Britney wedding vibes. So I hope those vibes follow you throughout your day and throughout this episode. And hope you like it. No, but you said you were filming? What are you filming?
We're doing a web series right now called The Understudies. It's something that we've been working on for 4 years.
Yeah.
Which is not going to be a testament to how good it is when it comes out. It's just the fact that so much has been happening in the years, of course, leading up to this, that COVID and one of our main actors is on the island and stuff. So yeah, but we're putting it into New York City web series festival at the end of July.
Oh my God, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it'll be 3 episodes and then putting that out. So I'm pretty excited to just try and get that out into the world because it's been a long,
I bet,
long kind of journey to this. But everyone's been affected kind of by COVID. So
yeah, I can't imagine. Like, I guess I wasn't really like mid-project with anything.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, so I was lucky in a way. I don't know.
Did you have to do like virtual podcasts or just go into your own and not have guests?
Well, I started my podcast during the pandemic. I was one of those people that was like, what should I do?
I'll start a podcast.
Yeah. And so, I was doing them over Zoom for a bit.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, it was fine. It's always like better in person, but.
How many do you do where it's just you?
I've only recently got into that. And now I'm doing them, I don't know, like every few, I would say like once a month maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is, like, how do you do that? Do you just riff on your own?
Yeah. I've been like, I'll kind of like write a notebook, like bullet points of what I want to talk about. And then, just kind of go into that. It's hard. It's like, just like monologuing. There's, like, having a conversation with someone, you're like, you're waiting for someone else to interject. So once you start rambling for a while, you're like, does this make sense? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally. That kind of reminds me of like Bo Burnham's thing where it's like inside, where it's just like just riffing inside.
Yeah.
There's no one else. Yeah.
I actually have not watched that, embarrassingly.
You haven't watched it?
I know.
Oh, Gina, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
I know. I don't know why. I think like now I'm coming around to the idea. I think when it came out, I was like, no, it's too, because people were like, it's like good, but it's sad.
It's very,
and
it's heavy.
We were in the middle of it still, and I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah. He actually just released, like, I think like 3 days or 4 days ago, something like that, or maybe like a week. Yeah. He released like the outtakes from all of that. So, and it's also really good, but it's just, again, like you just get hit with how heavy that kind of all was.
Yeah, it's traumatic.
In fact, we're all just like stuck inside, and some people like really like wanted to create and put things out there. And
yeah, I wish now I'm like, can we get a redo? I wish I did something. Like, I wish I wrote a show.
But you're still doing stand up, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, doing stand up, and now that's it's all back. In person. And
is it like pretty back to like normal then? Like you're constantly doing shows?
There's tons of shows in Vancouver right now, which is crazy. But it's weird because there's no like comedy clubs. Like they all closed.
Like the Comedy Mix and like...
The Comedy Mix closed just before COVID, and then the Yuck Yucks closed during the pandemic, and Little Mountain Gallery, which was like a great independent comedy club space. So it's weird now because it's like all just like bar shows.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a few venues that are popping up, but like, it's just strange.
That is kind of weird. Comedy Mix was the first place that I ever did stand up when I like came down here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was actually like 17 and I came down here and I was going to acting school to Vass.
Yes.
And I was like, I want to do stand up because I've always kind of respected the craft. And I was like, I'm going to go do it. And I had to lie about my age to get on.
Oh, yeah.
And then so I like went on and didn't tell them I was 17. And now they're closed. I won't get in trouble.
How did you do?
I actually did all right for my first show. I mean, the MC, the opener, the host, I guess, or whatever, said that it was my first time, so maybe I was getting some pity laughs.
I feel like that the amateur night, pro-am night that they had at the Comedy Mix, like, and that was like, people were like, it was the best club in the country.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so hot.
It was packed.
The crowds were just there they're all comedy fans, or like, I don't know, it was just like somehow the best. So like, I've heard a lot of people say that they did their first set there and it was like great.
Yeah,
like,
it was such a good introduction into doing stand. I think a lot of, like, I look back because I have a quick video on Facebook of that.
Nice.
And I look back and it's like, I did a lot of shock humor.
Oh, of course.
Because I was like 7, and I just thought it was like the funniest thing. And like, I don't know, my heroes back then were like Louis C.K. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna say like some shocking shit on stage.
Yes.
So looking back, I'm kind of like a little bit cringed at that, at the memory. But I mean, yeah, overall, I think it went really well.
That's good though. Like a lot of people do that when they start comedy, but then they don't grow. They just lean more into the shock stuff, and it's like, oh.
yeah. I tried to lean away from it, and then I just ended up stopping stand up altogether. So I'm trying to get kind of back into it. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'm actually doing funny enough, I'm doing like a mockumentary video that I want to release here. I'm either gonna do it before we release the Understudies or after, but it's kind of like a fake documentary about my return to comedy, but the joke is that nobody cares and nobody knows who I am. I was never really into comedy, so it's like this.
Everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, this David Brent-esque kind of thing where I'm like trying to return to stand up.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But you said, so let's go back a bit because so we know each other from high school, from Kamloops.
That's right. Yeah.
And then, so you moved to Vancouver right after high school and went to acting school.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the guys from Bass came to Sokka's class and did like a whole like talked about the school and everything, and then I just got sold on the idea, and I was like, yes,
cool.
Yeah, and then moved down here at like 17.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm going to acting school, and I was caught up in that dream of being like, by 19 I'll move to LA, and like 21 I'll have my Oscar, and like all that kind of stuff. And then when it didn't happen, that's when I started to be kind of able to laugh at myself, and I think that's where we started writing the Understudies from, was that it's a tongue-in-cheek show about my stupid want of fame when I was younger.
Right.
And then it never worked out.
That's good. Well, yeah, so like I went to the same school, but after you did, and I was like 25, I think, when I went. I turned.
Oh, really?
I turned 25 when I was in acting school, and
okay.
so I was like, I felt so old, which is so funny now because I'm like 31, and I'm like, I felt really old then because everyone there was right out of high school, and they all had that mentality, and they're just like, it's gonna be so. But even I did a little bit, but I had that like, well, I'm older than you guys, and I know better than you guys. But I'm going to be in New York in 4 years. Like, I still had that mentality too.
You get caught up in it. You really do. Like,
and I don't know what it is. And I'm like, oh, this 6-month crash course into TV acting is going to be my launch pad.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it though? Like, I mean,
I did. I had a really good group. 'Cause they like, I don't, the school we went to, I don't know if they get the same group we were with for 6 months.
Yeah. I think we were in like Chaplin, I think was my group.
Oh yeah, they were all named after
classic
actors. Ours was named after Anne Baxter, who was from All About Eve.
Okay.
Yeah.
They must change them up then, because I don't think we had that one.
Yeah, I think they changed every year.
Yeah.
But but I was still friends with some people from my school that like weren't in my group, and they like really look back on their time there as like a waste of time because they had like really bad groups. You'd be like in a group with someone who's like not learning their lines and not showing up and not doing the work.
Yeah, we had a few of those.
That would be crazy. I had a really hardworking group.
That's
like
good.
My whole group.
Yeah.
So that was like really
that helps it to kind of excel too.
Yeah. And so like we got to like kind of have more freedom and more fun.
Yeah.
Did
they have when you went there? Did they have the comedy section set up?
Yeah, I did the comedy conservatory right after.
Yeah, they didn't have that when I was there yet.
Yeah.
But the guy, I think it was Michael Coleman who ran it. He said he was going to start doing that like right after I'd finished, and he was like, "Hey, if you ever want to like join it or whatever."
Okay.
But then I never ended up doing it, so that's cool that you got to do it.
It was cool. It was like it was wild. They changed because they made it this like 9-month comedy course, and it was good, but it was wild. Like by the time I did it, because they had changed it from the previous year, and so the guy who was running it, he's like, I'm going to make it just like what I would have wanted. So we're going to do singing, we're going to do improv, we're going to do sketch, we're going to do voiceover, we're going to do tap dancing. We're going to do, we're going to do clown. We're going to do, we just did too much. It was so overwhelming and like,
no doubt.
And then he sold it to everybody. in different ways, like, because he wanted people to join.
Of course.
So he was like, I remembered like during the 6-month program we were in, he was like telling somebody like, oh yeah, the stand-up portion, you want to be a writer, we're going to do sketch writing, we're going to have all these guests come in. And then he was telling someone else who was really wanted to be a voice actor, oh, you should do the comedy program because we're going to do all these tours of voiceover studios and we're going to have these guests come in. And like none of that ever happened. He told everyone a lie to get them to join this program. And because they all wanted to do specific things. And then like, yeah, anyway.
The snake oil salesman.
Kind of. Yeah. But that's how I really started doing stand-up, I think, which was cool.
Well, then at least it paid off then if it got you into it, right?
Totally. And like I loved taking singing lessons. I never would have done that.
So can you tap dance? Like can you actually
like we had to learn a routine, and that was the craziest thing. The tap dancing teacher he got was this guy named Jimmy Hibbard. He's a legend. He was like in his 80s, and he had worked on like 5 different Elvis movies.
Oh.
And he also he like choreographed a ton of those old movies. He was just like, he said he choreographed a movie, and it was Goldie Hawn's first movie, and he fired her. Like he had the most incredible stories, and he was teaching us tap dancing, and all of us who like didn't want to be there, and like people would skip that class, and I was like, this is so crazy, and I feel so bad for this man. Like we don't deserve him.
That's wild.
Yeah, but I would just like show up and like we would tap dance, but I really was just like, I just want to hear you talk. Like
yeah. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Going back to like to West Side days, were you ever into stand up there? Like
in high school?
Yeah, like was that like a blossoming kind of thing that you thought like I'm gonna end up doing stand up?
It's weird because I didn't think it, but people had said it to me.
Yeah.
People in high school were always like, you're so funny. And I never thought I was, but they would always say I was funny after I was like, said something serious. And I'm still trying to find that where I'm like, what is it that like people really only laugh when I don't think I'm being funny. Yeah. But I don't know. I haven't figured out how to channel that into my stand up.
Yeah.
Did you take like acting classes all through high school?
Yeah, so I went into Chow's class in grade 8, and then
Mr. Chow.
Yeah, he was great, and then stuck with Sokka till grade 12 or whatever, and then I think like stand up just started blossoming somewhere in there, and I was like, I really want to try it, but I was always too nervous to do it. And same kind of thing, like friend groups were like, oh man, you should try it sometime. And then I was just thought about it, and then when I moved down here, I was like, that's the chance. But
but you were like no, not really. But you were like into stand up in high school? I was into it. Yeah, I was like, watched it a lot, like had people that I looked up to, like Mitch Hedberg was like the first one I think that I ever watched from like JFL, and was like, this guy's so funny. Nice. But like unfortunately I can't do one line comedy like he can. Nobody can. Yeah. Just his persona on stage, I was just like, I want that. But yeah. That's cool. I didn't feel like I was ever really like super into stand up when I was growing up. Like I'd seen stuff that I liked, but people always ask comedians that now, like what stand-ups did you love growing up? And I didn't really watch it. Like Dane Cook was really popular. He was super popular when we were in high school. Yeah, totally. So I'm like, yeah, of course I watched Dane Cook. Yeah. He's not even around anymore. I don't know where he went. I think he's making a comeback. I just saw him because they just announced like they're doing like Just for Laughs in Mexico. Okay. They're doing these like getaway Just for Laughs things, and I just saw that he's on it, and I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, because I know he had this crazy trajectory where he just like was super popular, and then it was just like that star kind of fall where it was like that thing where it's like someone gets so big that everybody turns on them. Yeah, they're just like, wait, we hate him now. I think that happened to Amy Schumer too, where it was just like, at first everyone was people like, hate her now. Oh, it's insane. Yeah. Yeah. I think they both got accused of joke stealing. Yes, which is pretty. That's true, actually. Yeah, I do remember Dane Cook getting accused of that, and I know that Amy Schumer gets accused of it A lot, yeah.
Which is like a blackball kind of thing in the comedy world. You get like nobody lets you recover from that.
I even saw like because she just hosted the Oscars, and I can't remember what the joke was. It was something about Leonardo DiCaprio dating young girls.
Yeah.
And then I saw something being like, she stole that joke from Twitter. I'm like, everyone makes that joke. Like, it's a hack joke.
It is. Yeah, it's been a joke since forever.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why get mad about that joke?
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Oscars, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting one. I'm glad we're kind of past, I think, the point of no one's really talking about it anymore, which is nice.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, which is...
I don't even want to say it.
I know, right? It's almost like you say it and it appears.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The slap.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just too many people. And now everyone's on the trial, and then that's the big thing where it's just too much everywhere, you know?
Yeah. That's what I feel like, because I'm somebody who, I mean, this podcast is about pop culture. I'm like a fan of celebrity stuff, but like I'm exhausted by it. I can't keep up with it anymore. That's why I'm like, I'll lean into like the nostalgia bits of pop culture, but I'm like, a lot of it now, I'm like, I just can't. I feel like with the trial, I'm like, it just feels like gross. This is like none of my business.
It does. It feels very intrusive.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't want to know this. Yeah.
When your pop culture thing, like when you started this, did you kind of have like your inspirations for like, because I know that you're a big like early 2000s fan, and I get that just from Instagram, but like.
Yeah, I guess like that was kind of, I was like, just wanted an excuse to, I was like thinking about starting a podcast, and I was like, what do I like to talk about? You know? And like, what am I knowledgeable about, and what would I want to talk to people about? But it's cool like having people from like different age groups and stuff on, because I'm like, what were you into when you were growing up? And I'm like, oh, I didn't really know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, well, so when we were in high school, I think you were like 3 years younger than me.
I think so. Yeah, because you were actually like, I think one year you were my TA.
Yes. Yeah, because it like in high school, that age, that feels like so big.
Yeah.
I was like, Cody's so young.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, oh, we're the same age.
Yeah. At a certain point that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, like we grew up with the same stuff probably, you know?
Yeah. I think generally.
Yeah. But, you know, I was a teacher's assistant for grade 9 drama.
Yeah.
For 2 classes in grade 12.
Yeah.
Because I was just a slacker. I was like, how do I get through high school and not take academic classes?
Yeah. Well, I remember you being the TA is like, there was like the Rat Pack of your guys' class. And it was like you and like Alana O'Brien and stuff. So like at us like younglings that were like in the class that wanted to like look up to you guys, and you guys were always doing the plays, and like Julie, I forget her last name.
Oh, Julie Bryden.
Yeah,
she was so good.
Yeah. And so like you guys were all always in the plays and like doing stuff, and so we were like, yeah, we want to do that. And there was a few like Emily Palladino and Kayla Sorley and stuff who were into acting at that time. We're kind of looking up to you guys at that point.
Isn't it funny? Like, so did you want to be an actor, like, obviously, like, very young?
Yeah, like, my brother went to film school down here, and he always wanted to be a director. So when we were younger, he would always just use me as his actor, and when he would just make, like, little home videos and things. So just right from an early age, I was like, I want to act.
Nice.
And then it just turned out that West Side was, like, the school for it.
Yeah, had a great theater program.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always thought it was funny how like these people we'd be in school with were like so good, but then they had no interest in like pursuing it.
I know.
And I was like, what?
I know. Yeah.
That always like blew my mind. I was like, what? You're going to be a nurse?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I felt the same way. Yeah. I would see them doing stuff, and then you would ask them after, and they're like, no, I have no interest. I'm like, how can you not have like this? Be so good at something and not want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it almost like hurt my feelings because I never, Like, yeah, I did, like, in class and stuff, I got to do some fun acting stuff, but, like, I never got cast as, like, a lead in a play. Like, I always got, like, I think we did Othello, and I was, like, the Herald. I had, like,
really?
one paragraph.
Yeah, for some reason, I thought I always remembered you were in one.
I was, like, in the background a ton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember being on stage a lot.
I remember it so differently.
Yeah. I just tried to weasel my way in anywhere I could. Be like, we need soldiers here. I'm like, I'll do it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but I never felt like I was like the best actor. Anyway, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you still doing it?
Not really. Yes and no.
Yeah.
I have an agent.
Yeah.
I get the odd commercial audition.
Yeah, the good old commercials.
Yeah, where I have to be like the one I always talk about is just I had to like mime opening a fridge and be like, oh, they have oat milk now.
Yeah, I know. I did when I was younger, I did a Lay's commercial, and I would have been about probably 18 or 19 when I did this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I got a call back, but I guess maybe because I had facial hair, but I did a Lay's commercial, and in the commercial, I'm supposed to be holding 2 twin babies. So they give you like these little like dolls, and the direction is that I have to walk over all these toys and get to a table and pick up this Lay's bag with my mouth.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a bunch of physical comedy. And then my wife comes in and she walks over and she's like, I'm going out for ladies' night. And she's like, ooh, Lay's, and grabs the bag and gives me a kiss and leaves. And so I had to do all this physical comedy, like 18, holding these babies. And then my agent was like, yeah, they want to do a callback with you. And I was like, what? How? There's no way I would have 2 twin babies, but I guess that's commercial world day.
Yeah. You could be 18 with twin babies.
Yeah. And a wife, yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so good. The classic bumbling husband.
Yeah.
Oh, chips.
Yeah. But I don't really go out for much. I have the same kind of thing. I have an agent, but like here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like a Grease audition. I think they're making that into a TV show.
Oh yes, it's the rise of the Pink Ladies.
Oh, you know all about it.
I know all about it.
I guess, yeah, you're on it. You're on Variety.
Yeah. So sometimes I think I'm not keeping up, and then I just know these things. They're in my brain.
So it's actually like a TV show.
It's a TV show, maybe some kind of prequel. Yeah, it's Rise of the Pink Ladies is like the title, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, I know. My boyfriend auditioned to play one of the dads.
Oh, really?
He's like, I couldn't have a teen daughter. I'm like,
same thing.
Yeah. He was so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. I had no clue that they were redoing it, so when I saw it, I was like, huh.
Yeah, it's like one of those. I feel like it's gonna be a drama, teen drama.
Yeah.
Like
a CW type of thing? Or?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Are you into Riverdale?
No, I watched the first season.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot, but I just didn't keep up. And now I hear about it. Do you watch it?
I don't watch it. I have friends who like work on like behind the scenes on the sets and everything, and I've just heard some wild, like where they're going in the story is pretty
wild. I almost want to start watching
just to see. Yeah.
It's like they're like there's like witches and it's like this paranormal stuff, and then there's also like I don't know, they're detectives and
yeah,
it's like what? Yeah, sounds insane.
It gets pretty crazy. Yeah, the same with like Supernatural, which I think was CW as well. Wasn't
oh
it?
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't watch Supernatural.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would have pegged you.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, it went on like 15 seasons though. Actually, I got to work on the last season, but just on behind the scenes. I wasn't in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. What were you doing?
I worked as like a PA, and and then that was where I kind of started being an OPA, like just in the office, which was pretty cool. And then that's kind of what I do right now is just work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get to at least still be in film and make some money.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the goal.
Keep around the pop culture. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go more into nostalgic stuff.
Okay.
So like
Let's do it.
when you were in high school, like, I don't know, like what kind of music were you into?
Oh, I mean, I feel like in high school, I was like the angsty teen for a while. So I feel like things like My Chemical Romance were really big for me, like
Nice.
Green Day, and then like Eminem if I was listening to rap. But definitely like those AFI, things like that. Just like, I don't even know what you classify, like moody, I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teen angst,
yeah,
honestly.
teen angst was just like that was the big thing.
Yeah. Eminem actually is so specific, like to that, like the teen boy. Because I think he had those like funny songs, which I hate when he tried to be funny.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad. But yeah, like Cleaning Out My Closet or Superman. That was a big one.
Yeah, Superman was a big one.
Yeah.
It was funny because it's like all the things he's rapping about has nothing to do with my problem. Like growing up in like a nice like family household, like and like suburban, and I'm like listening to his music, like I relate to that.
Oh,
like,
totally. Yeah, for some reason, like I had that too, where you feel like misunderstood. And you're like, nobody gets me.
And then the thing, like every other teen is like that. It's like nobody gets me, but it's like actually everyone gets you.
Yeah,
it's not too difficult.
Yeah, there's I'm really into the show. Well, it's an old show. One Tree Hill was one of my favorite shows in high school, and I was just rewatching it. And one of the main characters, she's like one of the most tragic television characters in history.
One Tree Hill. Okay.
Yeah. Just it's like a teen drama.
Yeah.
And the character is Peyton, and she's just like, she plays like a cheerleader, but she's like wears a leather jacket and she draws, and she's really angsty, and she has all this terrible shit happen to her. Like she has a stalker, she like gets drugged at a party, like everything bad happens to this character. But it's just so funny because there's one episode where they like, one of the teachers is like, everyone put your classmates in a box. Like, what is this person? And they all say like, oh, she's the prom queen. And she's like, what? I'm a total loner. What are you guys talking about? And I'm like, that's so just everyone's feelings.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm not the prom queen. I'm cool.
Yeah. Is One Tree Hill the one? Because I think I watched that show where she had like her mom die or something, and she's driving the car through like street lights.
Yes.
And she's like hitting the gas, and she like wants someone to hit her or something.
Yeah. So her mom. Yeah.
I don't know why that's
that
in
character.
My head.
That she. That's so funny. Her mom had died of because she ran a red light, or somebody ran a red light and hit her mom's car. So she's like goes to that intersection and runs the red light to try and get hit.
Yeah, I don't know why that was in my head. I actually do. I think I watched a bit of the first season because I think every teen at least male wanted to be Chad Michael Murray.
Oh yeah,
because every girl was obsessed with them.
Yeah,
like that and Brad Pitt, I think, are the two that were every young boy wanted to be.
Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah. After Fight Club, and everyone's like, Brad Pitt, that's like the ideal male physique.
Sure. Brad Pitt still.
Literally.
I just watched that movie. He was in the Sandra Bullock movie that just came out, The Lost City.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it good?
It's good. It's really funny.
Yeah.
And he's in it, and like, he like takes off his shirt, and I'm just like, how is he better looking? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how it happens.
That's wild.
It's
Yeah.
Here's a pop culture question for you then.
Okay.
Are you a Leo or are you a Brad?
Oh.
I feel like that people fall in two categories.
Wow. I think I'm a Brad. I used to be a hardcore Leo.
Okay, thank you. I fall under Brad, and you know, it's some people get heated. You know, they're big Leo fans.
People, when he like won the Oscar for The Revenant, or like before he had won, like the campaign of just the fans was crazy. People wanted him to win more than anything. Like, yeah. They were like, he deserves it. He's deserved it for so long. And it's like, okay, like, I don't know.
Yeah, he does have a large, wild fan base for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like actually that is the point where maybe I turned.
Yeah.
I did that thing where I'm like, he's too popular.
I gotta turn on him. He stole some jokes.
Yeah. Leo. No, yeah, I think Brad Pitt is underrated, like acting ability wise.
I think so too, and that's a big that tick in my box for him. And I feel like as an like trying to be for an actor that you should take more risks, and I feel just like Brad Pitt does that. Even if some of his movies aren't that good, he takes some risks with some movies and just
that's true
and goes there as an actor. Whereas I feel Leo, even though he's amazing and he does really great, he just likes to work with those directors that he knows are going to be really safe and hit the mark for him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Scorsese like 8 times or something. So.
Yeah, do something different. Yeah. Also, I love that Brad Pitt is always eating in movies.
Yes, I've seen that compilation where he's constantly eating.
He's just, yeah.
And
I'm like, there's something about that like, I don't know, for a character, it's like, when they're eating, it just gives them confidence.
It does.
When somebody's eating.
Yeah, I read that he actually does it because he doesn't know what to do in a lot of scenes with his hands. And it feels like, like awkward sometimes in scenes. So he like chose to just eat, and he finds that's like a really good thing. Like, people do it all the time, but it's not in a lot of movies where characters are eating, but it's like, we're always doing it.
Yeah, that's so smart.
Yeah, I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
Another tick in the box.
Doing something with your hand. That was a tip I remember getting in acting school. They were like, just be like folding a tea towel. That's what Meryl Streep does.
Fold the tea towel.
Just fold it and unfold it however many times.
That's hilarious. I'm never gonna unsee that now. Just every Meryl Streep movie.
Yeah, she is usually like busy. She's like, I don't know.
That's the key to an Oscar. Is you just gotta keep doing things.
Because if you look like you're busy doing something else, people are like, wow, she's effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your like top actor then? Is it Meryl Streep or is it?
That's such a hard question. I mean, yeah, she's one of the best of all time. You can't argue. I don't know. I think Anne Hathaway's really great.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just like, who am I thinking about right now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I watched recently that I've been like, oh, that person's so good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Elizabeth Olsen. This is actually watching WandaVision.
Yeah. Okay. Are you a big Marvel fan?
Yeah. I just watched Doctor Strange, obviously.
You're right.
She's so good.
Yeah. Actually, I think I heard you say in one of them that you did like red makeup or something, like right after watching.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, right on.
I was inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who my favorite actors of all time are. I should really like make a list.
Yeah.
I like comedic people.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock's a big one. It seems like everyone really loves her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna name like the most basic classic, A-list people. Yeah. Yeah. So, who was your top?
Ooh. I feel like if I was to choose like a top one, I feel like it would probably be like either Robin Williams or like Philip Seymour Hoffman, but they're both like unfortunately gone. But they're like
pick
definitely
someone alive.
Yeah. I think alive would probably be like Gary Oldman for me. He's just like, he's just one of those versatile actors that kind of like pops in and out. And I like watching somebody, and sometimes you don't even really know that you're like watching them.
Yeah.
And they're not. That's kind of that thing where he's not super big, but he's, it's a testament to his talent if you're watching it and you don't know.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
I was gonna say someone else too, and I'm like, they were in a Marvel thing, but Catherine Hahn. But just like, thinking of like people who are always often like kind of side characters or like supporting characters, but they're just like are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you have like a top Marvel movie?
Oh. Okay.
I put you on the spot on
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, look. Okay, well, like, what are the Marvel? I really love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the first one, or like the whole, like you like the whole thing?
Just the first one. I've seen a bunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the second one is good. But
Yeah.
I think that would be my favorite. Yeah. What do you like Marvel?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy them.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one, I actually did quite enjoy Multiverse of Madness, but I think that was more because I really like Sam Raimi, and I thought it was kind of cool to see like his little Evil Dead nods and stuff like that, like pop up with the zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess there, or I quite like Chris Evans as Captain America. I think The Winter Soldier was a really good one.
I love Winter Soldier.
Yeah, had some nice like politics in there, and I forget the guy's name. I'll get flack for it, but the guy with the
Sebastian Stan.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone loves him, and I thought
Yes.
his performance in that was really good.
He is good. He's somebody I know because he was in Gossip Girl.
Right.
And before he was a Marvel guy. So I remember when he got cast in a Marvel movie, I was like, wow.
Are you a big Gossip Girl fan?
I was huge into Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
When it was on, I would like watch it like every week.
Wasn't the guy from You on there as well?
Yes. Yeah.
They've all
Penn
kind of
Badgley.
branched up. Penn Badgley, yeah.
Penn Badgley was in a lot of great.
Easy A?
He was in Easy A. Before that, he was in John Tucker Must Die, if you know that one.
I know that one. I don't remember him being in that, but
Yeah.
I don't really remember the movie.
He has like long curly hair in it. He plays the other Tucker,
Oh.
John's little brother.
Is he like the actual good guy, or is he like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like the movie is like John Tucker's like the hot guy in school, and he's cheating on 4 women at once.
Right.
And then the women decide to like get him back. In the meantime, his little brother is falling for this girl. Anyway, it's really funny. It's cute.
That's a good pop culture question. What's your favorite like teen movie like that?
Oh God. I mean, that's up there for sure. I love that's like my favorite genre. Clueless is like one of the best movie, one of my favorite movies in general.
Yeah.
I was gonna say some that like don't get talked about are like John Tucker Must Die or like Empire Records, which is
that's a
it's
title
not
I haven't
really,
heard in a long time.
It's not really like a high school movie. But it's about teens that work at a record store.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I feel, does Dazed and Confused fall under that?
I love Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a high school movie, but people don't really count it as like a teen.
Like a teen thing, yeah.
Dazed and Confused is a movie I could just watch like anytime, like over and over.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Did you like Not Another Teen Movie?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the first Chris Evans things I saw. And I was
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's good at it. He's really funny.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that movie is a great like spoof. A lot of after that and after Scary Movie, they started making a ton of spoof movies that are just terrible.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like if they were the same writers or something, but I remember like there's like Epic Movie and like Date Movie.
Yes.
And then they started getting really stupid with the titles, and there was like, like Not Another 51st thing, like, and then the titles were all long and huge, like playing on all the titles, and I was like, this is getting out of hand a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, the first even like 2, I'd say, Scary Movies.
Scary.
Those are funny.
Yeah. I actually quite like it. The third is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
Scary Movie 3, but the first 2 are definitely iconic of like the early 2000s for sure.
The third one, I think, is the first R-rated movie I saw in a theater.
Oh, really?
Like, I remember it was playing at the Paramount Theater downtown Kamloops.
Shout out.
Yeah. And we bought tickets ourselves, and I think I was like 14, and we were like, are they gonna let us? We were so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Which is funny because I worked at the other movie theater after that, and I remember like turning kids away, just being like,
I forgot you worked at a movie theater.
Oh yeah,
didn't you?
having such a power trip.
Yeah. Did you work at Cineplex?
I worked at Cineplex for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Was great. Yeah.
Did you get to like see all the movies early and everything?
Yeah, for a while, like for some reason they like changed the rules. They're like after a bit, they're like you can't watch it the night before it comes out. It has to be out. I don't know. They're really cracking down on piracy, I guess, which like none of us are filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the employees of Cineplex uploading it to Pirate
Yeah. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me if it was at some point. Yeah. But I do remember, so like we would always have these staff showings. The manager would do it like the night before the movie came out. But then when they changed it, and I remember it was around when the first Iron Man came out, and that movie, it was reels of film. Like, so the projectionist had to like put all the reels together, which would take some time. And I remember the film was this one Iron Man, because it was such a big deal. Yeah, it came in like there was a lock and like a code, and they weren't sending Cineplexes the code until like the next day.
No way.
And this manager I had was like on the phone with another manager from a Cineplex like across the country, and they were just trying different codes all day until one of them got it. And then so then we like waited. He only told like a few staff members that he trusted. He's like, we're gonna show this movie tonight at like 2 a.m. We're gonna wait till the GM's like gone for good and we're gonna build up the movie on film and watch it, and then I'm gonna break it down again and pretend this never happened.
No way.
We did.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You got to see it before.
Got to see it before. But I always remember, like, because we had to wait till the theater was closed, and it was always just so late. I was always, like, falling asleep during those movies. Like.
So you got to work at Cineplex at a time where it was actually, like, film.
Yeah.
Because isn't it, it's not that anymore. No, it's all digital, right?
It transitioned to digital, like, when I was there, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. And it was, like, we were all so mad, like, because, like, when film breaks down or something, you can fix it. You could see what's wrong with it. Whereas when digital is something wrong with it, you're like, I don't know. We have to call IT.
Did you get to build it?
I did. I became a projectionist.
No
I worked
way.
there for too long.
That's wild.
It was awesome. That was the best job. It was so chill.
I would have loved to do something like that.
Yeah, just like starting up the movies, just being up there. I would just like have my headphones in.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You were literally Brad Pitt in Fight Club, dude.
I know.
Film reels.
Yeah, but you didn't have to watch it though, because at that time you had to like watch it and make sure it changed the reel at the same time. But technology changed where you could just build all the reels together and put them on a big platter.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So because we had like 8 going at once, you can't watch every single one. And
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
That's a good topic. That's very pop culture. Yeah. The transition of film.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it makes me feel old for some reason. I was there.
Yeah.
When they changed it all. Yeah. But yeah, did you have a job in high school?
I did. Yeah, I worked. My first one was McDonald's, which I feel like is not even. It's like every teen's thing was McDonald's. And then I worked at the Dunes in Westside.
Oh, the golf course.
Yeah, so I worked, but I worked in the restaurant part, just washing dishes. So
yeah,
I didn't even get they gave you free golfing, and I never once took it up on that.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't golf?
Definitely not when I was 16. But
yeah, that's funny.
I've golfed 2 times ever since, but
yeah.
not my sport.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. What is your sport?
I used to play baseball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but honestly, as sad as it sounds, I don't do sports anymore. I'm not very athletic. So I think the most I do is like maybe go for a run and ride a bike now. That doesn't count as anything athletic, but
yeah, I don't have a sport.
Yeah. Did you? Because you hurt your knee, right?
Yeah. It's not still
sport related.
No, I know I got hit by a car.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot you got hit. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, it's okay.
That's right. You got hit by a car.
It's an insane thing to just say. Like
yeah.
Yeah. It's still like ongoing. There's still.
Is it that knee?
It's my left knee.
Okay, because I saw you just
oh yeah,
kind of like grabbing it.
Yeah, there's like because there's metal pins in there, and
Holy
then
shit.
they get when it's like humid like this outside, when it's damp.
Yeah.
I really feel it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I don't know. I'm sure you've told the story a million times, but can you tell me the story of when you got hit by a car?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast, but so it was Christmas Day, 2019.
It was on Christmas Day.
It was. Yeah. And I went to I just set the scene. I went to see a movie with my brother and a friend, Randy. We went to see Frozen 2, and then we were like coming home. We got off the bus. We stopped at the liquor store like 2 blocks from my house. It was on 12th and Canby at the time, which is a pretty big intersection. So, you know, there's tons of lights. And we were like crossing this, waiting to cross. So I was like going this way. And then there's a car here going to turn right. And because you can turn right on red. But he was looking like that way for other cars. And then the walk light turned on. And we just started to walk, but I saw that he was looking that way, but I was like, you know, you always do that as a pedestrian. You're like, well, I have the right of way. I'm going to walk. And then he just like drove I was just right in front of his car. And so he like went to turn and was just like driving into and it felt like really slow. He was like kept driving. And like my brother was with me. And my brother was like banging on the windshield, like, stop the car.
And so you just
like, he kind of pushed me around the corner.
Oh, wow.
He obviously was going like pretty slow. And then eventually I fell down. And yeah.
Holy shit. So that's good. At least it wasn't like an actual, like a super fast hit.
Yeah.
Like you were crossing and someone just hit you at 60 or something.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's wild. And that was on Christmas Day.
It was on Christmas Day.
Did you get crutches?
Oh yeah. So I got surgery, and they put pins in there. I was on crutches, and then the pandemic started. So I was already at home, like recovering from surgery. So I was already on like unemployment. Yeah. You know. So in that way, I guess I was kind of lucky, where I was like, oh, when the pandemic hit, I was like, nothing's really changing for me. I'm already at home. But it was very weird. And then like the recovery process, I think because of the pandemic, has been really weird, because I had to do physio on Zoom for a bit. That's so stupid.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was on Christmas Day. That's such a shitty.
Yeah, I know. That's like the
You're
biggest.
Like little Timmy with the crutches.
Yeah.
Just
I know.
On Christmas Day.
I think I made a post. I was standing on crutches that night. I was like, God bless us, everyone. Yeah. And because at that point, this whole like stuff, I didn't think it was that serious.
Yeah.
And then it's like 2.5 years later. I'm like, yeah, it's
still
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about movies. Did you have a movie that you like watched a bunch when you were a kid, like over and over again?
Yeah. Lion King.
Oh.
I actually have a tattoo of it on my arm. Yeah. It's Mufasa there.
Mufasa.
And Simba. And I got it all darkened up, and it's been actually on my bucket list to see it in New York on Broadway.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I'm seeing it July 3rd. I just bought tickets to go see it in New York, and
exciting. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like years happening.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so Lion King was definitely mine that I kept watching, and then the remake, it was good. It was pretty cool to see. Like, I'm a huge Donald Glover fan, so that was cool to see him being.
It was cool. I feel like all of those Disney, I don't want to call it live action remake, but those Disney remakes are just like exact carbon copies of the animated version.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, of course it's good because it's a good story and good music, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's hard to recapture that magic.
Yeah.
They kind of came out of nowhere, right? And it was just like that childhood magic as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I think hopefully kids still see like the animated one before they see the CG one.
I think they would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Years later, there's going to be another podcast with Next Generation. They're going to be talking about the CG one and
Right.
not the animated one.
Oh, God. Beyonce. She was.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot she was. And then Seth Rogen was the.
Oh, yeah.
Pumbaa?
I thought it was him and Billy Eichner, Timon
Yeah.
and Pumbaa. I thought they were great, actually.
Yeah, they were.
Those good choices.
Yeah. I actually met Seth Rogen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was down here for JFL right before COVID.
Oh.
And I went to his show, and I really wanted to meet him, so I rolled a double papered joint, like a pineapple one.
Wow.
And then after the show, he was like shaking people's hands, and I went up to him, and I was like, "You probably get this all the time," but I was like, "I rolled a joint for you," and then he was kind of hesitant. And I was like, it's a pineapple one. So I was like, Pineapple Express is my favorite movie. And then he like did his little laugh. And he grabbed it and took it. I'm sure he immediately threw it in the garbage. But
yeah, taking like drugs from a stranger is so like.
Yeah, but I yeah.
Oh, no, I love that.
Yeah, and then no one believes me. And like I tweeted it. And then everyone was like, you need proof. And then he tweeted me and was like, you did do that.
Oh, good.
As a reply to my tweet. And I was like, wow.
Love that.
And I've thought about deleting Twitter many times, and that was the only reason I haven't.
You need the proof.
My claim to fame. I was like, I need proof if anyone ever asks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, he seems like a genuinely good person, you know?
Yeah,
for like how famous he is.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like his JFL show was like, it wasn't stand up, but it was just him and his writing partner,
Evan?
just riffing. Yeah, Evan Goldberg, and they were just kind of riffing and talking about shit. So
yeah.
it was kind of cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you done JFL, by the way? Speaking of that.
So, yeah, my show Comedy Bucket was like part of JFL Vancouver this year.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's congratulations.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a really big one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. Like, yeah, they include like a certain amount of local shows in the festival.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, it's awesome. I get to have a artist pass.
Oh,
so I got to go like see free shows if I want, which is.
Did it go well?
Yeah, it went great. It was at this new venue called the Mountain, which is it's a really cool space. It's like a independent, I don't know, arts venue. He does like music sometimes, and
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Not to get
fun.
off track, but have you ever bombed?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you bombed like really bad?
Yeah. I mean, like, I mostly at like open mics, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
It's like open mics, everyone bombs and you're in front of other comics and they're not gonna laugh at you. But yeah, I've bombed I just did a show a couple weeks ago and there were 4 audience members and they were not into it.
No.
No. So it was like a show of like, you know, some really good comics. There was like 5 comics on the show and like we all bombed.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, but I mean, like, and then the headliner, like, just, you know, they're such a pro. They just start having a conversation with they know.
Yeah.
This is not going to go well. So I'm just gonna have a
riffing.
Conversation with these people. I'm not gonna do my jokes.
Yeah.
Do my precious jokes. Yeah, no, it's part of it.
It is. Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah, it's a shitty part of it, but
you have to learn to embrace it, which is like saying that is so much easier than doing it. I sound like it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
but it's hard.
It sucks. Yeah, I mean, it was one of the main reasons why I stopped. I just had a bunch of shitty bombs in a row, and then I was like, you know what? And then it was just like started having anxiety, and then when I went up, I would just bomb myself.
Yeah.
And then I just like way up in my head, and the jokes wouldn't come out right, and I was like, "Fuck, you're gonna bomb like last time," and then it just goes downhill.
The audience can tell when you're not confident.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than like even at being an audience member, when I go up, I want people to be funny. Like that's the thing is like you don't go to a comedy club like I hope this guy bombs because it's awkward for the audience.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone's rooting for you. Yeah. They're on your side.
Yeah. I gotta remember that.
They want to be like, oh, this guy, I saw this guy before he, you know, this guy should be famous. Like they want to see that.
Yeah,
like.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what I was gonna say. Oh well.
What's your movie
that I watched a bunch?
Yeah, that you just replayed.
Oh, I mean, I had a few. There was one animated one, Thumbelina.
Yeah, I remember Thumbelina.
Yeah, it was like the Don Bluth animation.
That's hilarious. I haven't heard that title in a long time.
Yeah, I loved that, and it was so. I bought it on DVD like more in recent years and watched it. I'm like, it's so bad. But it's so funny. There's like an animated frog that's like Charo, and it's voiced by Charo.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I loved that. That was a weird one. But yeah, I used to just watch things over and over again. Like when I was a bit older, it was Scooby Doo.
Like the live action one?
Yeah, the live action Scooby Doo. I bought it on DVD, and I would watch it with the commentary.
Oh no way!
Constantly, and I forgot about this, and I remember, like recently, I was like hanging out with my brother and a couple friends, and I had said something like, "Oh, like I always just had to watch whatever he was watching when we were growing up," and he like looked at me, he's like, "Do you know how many times I sat through the commentary of Scooby Doo?" And I was like, "Oh." Yeah, I guess I didn't know you were there that much.
That's so funny that it just like watching it with the commentary on.
I know. Yeah, and or without the commentary, and I would point out to everyone, those trees are CGI.
You were the commentary.
I was. Oh my god. Yeah, I loved that movie.
That's so funny. Did you like the second one, or it was just the first one?
I haven't seen the second one.
Okay. Yeah, you're keeping it pristine for the first one.
I think I can't. I do that a lot. Where like something is so good, where I just with the show Stranger Things. I watched the first season, and I loved it. I thought it was one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen. And then when the second season came out, I was like, I'm not watching.
You haven't watched it?
No.
You haven't watched it past the first season? Oh no!
I know, and I was just so because I watched the first season when it came out.
Yeah,
and I was just, my friend Randy was like, it's really good, I swear. Like keep going. Yeah. So I just rewatched the first season. I just finished it like last night, literally, and so I'm gonna start the second season.
Yeah, you're not just gonna stop again.
I'm not gonna stop again. But I was like, but it's wrapped up in a nice bow.
It is, yeah. But it really is. Like, I don't want to sound like a broken record of everyone else, but it really is really good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I just finished the season 4, part 1 or whatever, and it's surprising that they can like kind of keep it going so good, even though like they wrap it up nicely. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely check it out, because I felt the same way about like I don't hop on things. I think when it sounds super like hipster, but I didn't hop on Game of Thrones for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I did, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually really good." Until the last season, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. Where you're like, I don't get the hype, and then you watch it, and you're like, what was I waiting for? Like
literally, I'm actually currently watching The Wire, and I think I've spent my whole life people telling me to watch The Wire, and I finally just started.
Yeah.
Like 15 years later, I put it on.
Yeah, you gotta. Sometimes it's just the right time in your life.
Yeah, you're finally, it's time.
You're like, I'm ready. Yeah. I watched The Wire. I think I watched the first 2 seasons, but I didn't finish it.
I love cop dramas, so I think that's like The Wire, The Shield is like probably one of my top 5 movies or shows ever.
What's The Shield? I don't even.
You haven't with Michael Chiklis?
Oh,
Chiklis,
okay.
whatever his name is, yeah. And
Yes.
he's just like going around. He's like a corrupt cop. He's just going around beating people for 7 seasons. It's really good.
Okay.
I didn't sell it very well, but yeah, check it out.
I mean, that's good. He was the Thing in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
That's how I know him. we all forgot about those movies.
Yeah, that's so funny. I totally forgot he was that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like we've kind of reached the end here.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. So I forgot to bring the Magic 8 Ball. I want to just start ending with that.
A magic 8 ball. Oh,
yeah, and we ask it a question.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Anyways, I just said it, and now we don't have it.
Next time, on the next podcast, you have to get it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like I want to end with a question. What, okay, I'm going to talk about The Lion King.
Okay.
What character are you in The Lion King?
I mean, I would love to think that I'm Simba, but I'm probably Pumbaa.
Pumbaa?
Yeah. Or no, I think probably maybe Timon, actually. I think I would be a little Timon.
Timon's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's my answer. I'm Timon.
All right. There we have it.
Yeah. Ending on that.
Okay. But I don't know. Where can people find you? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, Child Size Productions, which is has the understudies, and it will have the next 3 episodes on sometime in August. Probably the first week of August will be released there, and then my mockumentary will be on there as well in August.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, thanks for listening or watching, and we'll see you next time. We love you. Bye.
Bye.